So the EverFi model, you can really break it down into 3 age categories. There's our K through 12 business, there's our college business, and there's our adult business. In K-12, it came very much from the realization that these areas that we focus on are huge life skills areas that are missing from the school day. They're complicated, they're difficult for parents to talk about, they're difficult for teachers to find resources, and school districts have just made a decision, and state legislatures alike have made a decision not to prioritize them. So you think about student loan preparation, FAFSA preparation, financial literacy, alcohol responsibility, bullying prevention, online digital citizenship, character programs. When school districts are so tight, so under the gun from a funding perspective, they're never going to allocate dollars to these things, but these are the types of programs that live and exist in communities that have the means to have them. So bottom line, if you're in a highly funded school district, you're going to have these things. If you're not, you're out of luck. And so in our K-12 business, we build these really sophisticated learning programs that teach kids what a mortgage is, how credit works, how you destroy your credit, how compounding interest is calculated, how you save, how you build wealth. And then what we do is we go get foundations and companies and others to license that software for communities that they care about. And that's turned into a really, really effective way to fund things, but still have best-in-class software that's developed by the best thought leaders in the world, but provide it at no cost to schools, which is really important. So it's an amazing group of people who have come together to fund that. In our college business, those are areas that have a dramatic effect on student success, on whether students stay in school, whether they get off on the right foot. So these are crippling issues like sexual assault, campus violence, campus sexual violence, alcohol responsibility, hazing. And so what we do is we build out these programs with the best thought leaders in the world in these areas based on research and efficacy. We then sell those programs to a Harvard or UVA or Alabama or University of California system. They license that software and then provide it on an orientation basis to students when they arrive. In our adult business, finally, is a new area for us. We really put businesses in the business of providing really critical education to their customers and to their employees. And so again, that's a situation where the largest companies in the world license our software in order to communicate whether it's employee financial wellness, whether it's the best in class ethics and diversity training. They use that to provide that to all of their employees. Some interesting facts about EverFi. We run, without question, the 2 largest courses in the world, which is Alcohol EDU and Haven and Campus Clarity, which are sexual assault prevention courses. Those courses will have multi-million users going through and actually getting certified at the end of the day through those programs. We've had about 15 million students get certified through our program, so it's an enormous network. Which represents this year about 20,000 K through 12 schools, about 1,400 colleges and universities, and about 3,000 or so corporations that license the software. So it's a very large network and continues to grow, every week. So we started the company off, and for the 3 years, basically 2.5 years, we just bootstrapped the company. And I think that allowed us to really get something in the DNA here that has lasted all the way through. We've basically been profitable since the day we started the company, with a few foot faults, 1 year or so. So we've operated the business as if it was the last capital we were ever going to have. But we also wanted, we strive at EverFi, one of our key tenets is we want to be the absolute best. And so we certainly wanted the best investors in the world. So in 2010, we went out and got our first venture round, which is an $11 million round. I don't tell our investors this, I've only told them after a number of years how broke we were right before they invested, but we were dead broke. But we got $11 million from NEA and Allen and Company and Eric Schmidt, at that time the CEO and chairman of Google. And they were really the first big investors in the company. They led that $11 million round. A couple years later, raised a second round of about $10 million, and that came from Jeff Bezos and Ev Williams, the founder of Twitter, and Eric Schmidt, and some really wonderful other folks, Scott Plank from Under Armour, and just an amazing group of people. And most recently had some really great folks with Advanced Publications, the Newhouse family, and others. So what we've tried to do is do two things. We wanted the best people in the world in their various areas. So whether it was the best software investor in the world, which is without a doubt NEA, or folks from the sports world, or folks from the technology world, we really wanted to have the best in-class players. The only downside to that is it's very, very hard to impress them. And so there's not much you can do on any given day to impress these people. So it keeps us certainly hungry and moving pretty fast to have them. I tell people all the time, I say, listen, you play for the Yankees now, and there's certain expectation of when you show up for work here every day that you are playing with very, very high expectations on your head. And I think we all take that really seriously and really work very hard to live up to those expectations.